Hi, I'm Jake Malash. I'm going to show you the newest additions to Aqua's runtime security features in the 6.2 release. The new additions include controls for file integrity monitoring for containers, blocking cryptocurrency mining attacks, and blocking reverse shell attacks. Integrity compliance is a common requirement for security standards like PCI DSS, CIS, as well as others. Aqua already offers FIM for VMs, but because compliance regulators don't have a very strict cloud native guideline, it's ideal to show your best effort. So taking something regulatory bodies already understand from VMs and then applying it to containers really helps in the auditing process. FIM will monitor any file integrity changes within a container, and this includes any changes to the file, which will then send a notification of the change. You can also add exclusions based on person or task to reduce noise in your logging. So I'm logged into one of my containers here, and if I were to run pwd to get my working directory, we can see it's /opt/dboss. Now in my file integrity monitoring control, that is the preset that I am monitoring for anything inside of that directory. Now, if I were to try to make a directory called Jake, we can see that that action gets performed. And if I were to come to my security reports and see the audit, we can now see that there was an event that would come through refresh that we see there was a directory create event from container runtime. And of course, as always, we give you all of the relevant information as to exactly where this event took place and exactly what the process was, what resource got created, and Aqua's response to the event. And the reason why that Aqua's response was because of my policy that I have created with that file integrity monitoring control. Next, let's get into our block cryptocurrency mining control, which relies on a rich data source of known crypto domains managed by Aqua's threat research team. In Aqua's 2020 Cloud Native Security Threat Report, our threat research team found that 95% of malicious images were designed to hijack resources to mine cryptocurrency. When this control is active, we protect against all of those domains and provide detailed audit information attached to each event. Now, to show you how we can prevent resource hijacking in progress, I'm logged into one of my running workloads as a user, and I'm going to try to connect to what Aqua recognizes as a cryptocurrency domain. So what I'm going to do is just run a curl -k and grab one of those domains that I have. And if I hit enter here, we see that it's just going to spin. And of course, in my policy that I have active, we are blocking that cryptocurrency mining control. And so if I were to go to my security report into my audit log, we can see that we have this container runtime event. And if I refresh, we should see the block crypto mining event, which of course shows up here with all of that relevant information. So we can see that Aqua's response to this container event was to block. We give you the MITRE attack framework vectors so you know what the tactics they were trying to take, and then all of the relevant information about the workload, the user information, the container information, the image information, everything that's relevant to this workload and to what this event might have been trying to take advantage of. With reverse shell attacks, attackers get onto a victim's computer mostly through application or system vulnerability exploitation. It could even be malware infection. And once the victim's system is compromised, reverse shell connection can be initiated easily. Reverse shell's an ideal choice for an attacker to plant a backdoor on a compromised computer, but with Aqua's reverse shell attack control, customers can prevent these kinds of attacks as well as block in-progress exec to prevent fileless attacks. Now, here on my terminal, I have two containers running. First is a CentOS container that I have Netcat installed that's listening on port 12345 right here. And then now I also have an Ubuntu container that's running in the background that I'm going to try to exec into utilizing a reverse shell through the IP address of the CentOS container I also have running. So if I tried to run this, we see that we get an operation not permitted. And in my control here, my runtime policy, I'm actually blocking that reverse shell. So if I were to come over to my security audit report, we can see that reverse shell was detected inside of that container at runtime, and Aqua's response was to block that. And we give you all of the relevant information about the event, starting with the image, the container, the effective user, the exact command that I ran to get in there. And you can see this, that here matches exactly what I ran. And then Aqua's response to block was because of my policy with that block reverse shell control. And we give you those MITRE attack framework vectors along with that. To find more information about the new features in 6.2, follow the link below.